Hey, my friends, it's Randy, and it's another Friday, which is another day for building wins together. Excuse the background just a little bit. I am doing the true hashtag Road Warrior Randy week this week. Just got into a hotel in the Detroit suburbs after a few days on the road actually, and staying in town for some family stuff this weekend. So you get to see me from the hotel room because that's what we do, right? When we're road warriors, and when you're practicing in the hybrid version of that. Sometimes you're in the office studio, sometimes you're on the road, but we build wins no matter what. So today, I'm going to have a really fun guest. You're going to enjoy Lavern Zook. Lavern is somebody, we're going to chat about this, but I just made a note. 15 years that we've known each other. And we're going to have a great chat about his life, where he got started, where he's been, where he's going, and whatever else. So any questions, pop them, let them know, and we'll be right back. Don't go away. 5 seconds, maybe 7. Lavern Zook, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing awesome, Randy. How are you today?
I see you, Lavern, but you got an audio issue there, my friend. In my ears, anyways. Wes, are you seeing that? Sorry, folks. Live. What do you do?
I can hear him fine.
Can you hear me now, Randy?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Lavern?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Wes.
Okay, can you hear us,
with
Randy?
or without? You want to start over?
Probably not, because I can edit this. But can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear Randy?
I can barely hear you, but I also have a lot of. You sound like a space alien, Wes. Even though you look like a space alien, but now you sound like one.
Let's see here. It might not be a bad idea, Randy, if you come out and back in.
Unfortunately, I have no idea what you're saying, but you look good saying it.
Can you hear me, Randy?
Oh, Wes is gonna write me a note. Come on, folks, you gotta love it live. It's great stuff. It's like the time you come out on stage if you're a comedian, you forgot to put pants on. What in the world are you writing notes that I can't read? Come out. I can't read that, Wes. Lavern, do your job as a guest and tell me what the heck he just said.
Come out and get back in.
We could do this by texting. That might be kind of fun. Come out and back in. There you go. You and Lavern talk. Can you guys hear each other?
Yes.
We sure can.
You guys talk. I'll be right back.
Yeah. This is the fun part about technology, right, Wes?
It's the perils of live video.
That's awesome.
Come out and back in. That's good. Put your glasses on, Randy.
Yes, sir, Sam. You got it.
He's not even here to defend himself.
That's funny.
Oh man, this is yeah. Sorry guys, this is live video. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's fine. Did you say, Wes, are you in your home office there, or where do you work out of?
Yeah, this is the what I call the war room. So there's another one over here, and then this is a PC system, and then back there is a Mac Mini studio with all the lights and green screen and all the toys.
Yeah. So this is what you do?
Yeah. I do lots of podcasting and video and producing, and then social media and marketing in general, and just a handful of other things. But yeah, I work here at home full time.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's especially good right now because my daughter's home from Florida, so I was able to hang out with her this morning and have coffee and not have to worry about it. So
can't beat family time, that's for sure.
Good life.
Yeah, that's right. You got more than one kid?
I do. I have a senior in high school. Tonight is his senior night for last game. And then my wife and I painted his jersey number on the field Wednesday night. And then I get to go into the locker room with all the boys tonight, pray, and go there for the pump up and run out with them and the whole deal. So it should be fun.
Really? Where's that?
New Bremen.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you ever heard of a Crown lift truck by chance?
No.
You've probably seen one in Walmart or Sam's or any industrial place that you're at. They're electric and they're real whisper quiet. But they usually have like hand trucks that you'll see people driving around in warehouses and stuff. And the world headquarters is here in town. So it's very much like a Norman Rockwell picture. The Miami Erie Canal goes down through town here, and they keep it all, real nice. And it's real pretty here.
Wow.
Little
That's
German
awesome.
village.
Yep, that's awesome. I'll have to swing through there sometime.
And oddly enough, we were the state champions in football last year. First time in ever that they've ever went to state, and then they won the Division 5 football championship.
Wow.
So my son's team is the defending champ. So pretty fun stuff.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. You're at a little bit different stage than I am.
You got young ones?
I have young kids. My oldest is 7. My youngest is 2.
That's an awesome age, man.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
believe me, when I tell you, it goes like that.
Yeah, I can feel it already. That's what everyone tells me, and I can't believe I already have a 7-year-old. So I know what you're saying.
I just posted my son standing on a tire at one of the pumpkin farms 12 years ago, and it seems like yesterday. And now he can look me in the eye.
Insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff.
So how old is your?
I'm not a little fella, so
yeah. How old is your son?
he's 18.
18. Yeah, that's crazy.
14 months apart. My wife and I are not bright.
Yeah. Wow, that is wild. Yep.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yep.
Well, Randy has went MIA on us. He is MIA. I'll see if I have a picture I can show you in between Randy not being here. All right, let's see here. Still no Randy.
I'm wondering if he had slow internet.
He may, being that he's at a hotel. Sometimes they can get very dodgy, can't they? It's like my pictures have disappeared here. Well, that is absolutely bizarre. Where in the world did those go? I know I put them on my page. Well, I'll have to look and figure out what's going on with that. We're having all sorts of problems.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Let me see if he hasn't messaged me on Messenger either. That is the weirdest thing that those pictures are gone. I have no idea what happened to these things. That is bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. Wow. I have to go old school and just hold up a picture.
Yeah. We
I
can
don't
maybe
know.
read it.
I have no idea what happened here. There's something very, very strange. Well, that is my son.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Wow.
we painted on the field there. So
That's cool.
pretty crazy stuff. Yeah, it's like I said, it's just a really picturesque, fun little place. Yeah, I don't know what, I'm not sure what's going on with Randy here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do though. I'm going to keep the broadcast going because I don't. If we start over, I'm going to have to send a brand new invite. So we'll just keep this going, even though for whatever reason he has not messaged me on either Messenger or this. So he may have very well went by the wayside here inadvertently.
I shot him a text. He hasn't responded.
Yeah, it's very, very weird that he just has completely went MIA. Hopefully he didn't get mad and have a heart attack. Yeah, I got nothing from him either. We'll stop sharing that. And let's see here. Can't get wife on phone. Going to try iPad. Okay. Can't get wife on phone. I bet he meant Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. There he is.
Well,
Can you hear us, Randy?
I can hear you just a little. I think we might be able to get by.
Okay. I'm going to pop off of here. And what we'll do is we'll edit all this part out, and I'll put it back on correctly.
Okay. What did you guys cover?
Nothing.
Nothing? You just been jabbering?
We've just been jibber jabbering, waiting on you.
Perfect. Man, I can't hear you well, so speak loudly. I don't know. I had to go back on my iPad. I have no internet connection, so my phone all of a sudden. So
Can you hear me okay, Randy?
I can hear you. Yes, it's a little
Good.
low, but we're back. So that's one of the beauties of live, though. Hey, buddy. Our mutual friend Sam Hosteller just sent me a text. You know Sam, right?
I do.
Yes. Okay,
Right
I'll put
there.
my glasses on. That better,
Yep.
Sam? You happy now? Anyway, he said something about me being from Michigan and wanted to know if I want him to fill in for me. But if I did that, I'd never be able to host the show again.
Right. Oh, yes,
So,
sir.
Anyway, so Lavern, we first, well, before we even start with that, let's hear Lavern Zook. Who are you? Where are you from? You know, you married and got kids. I mean, I kind of know all that stuff, but let's bring everybody up to date.
Yeah. It's awesome to be on the show with you, Randy. Even if you need your glasses once in a while, it's good to jump on here. I grew up Mennonite. So those that are familiar with Mennonite, there's different classes of Mennonites from here to there, conservative to more liberal. I always say I'm somewhere in the middle there. But I grew up in Pennsylvania, was born and raised in Pennsylvania. And about in 2006 is about when Randy and I met. And I was teaching school at a private school. We had a private school there, and I had the honor and the privilege to teach school there for 3 years from 06 to 09. And that's where I met my wife, Melanie, and got to know her, started dating her, and we got married in 2012. And my twin brother and I have a twin brother that we've been in business since 05. We have been doing residential. We did a lot of garage doors. We did decks. We did siding. We did all kinds of things residential. And then in 09, we started doing commercial work. And then when I moved to Ohio in 2012, we literally just opened another base up in 2012. And we had a roofing base in Ohio and a roofing base in Pennsylvania. And we worked that really hard. We've been blessed. We're believers. We believe God has brought us into that and you know, blessed us in the business. We always say, God will bless you, but he expects you to work hard and get off the seat right, and go out there and do it. So that's just a little recap. We are blessed. I have 3 little boys. The oldest is 7. The youngest is 2. And we're expecting any day now. We're expecting little girls. That's what they're telling us. So we're
Nice.
very, very excited of that. So that'll make number 4. And I look back and I still can't believe, you know, it wasn't that long ago. I was just by myself, and it happens pretty soon. All of a sudden, I got a big family around me. I'm a family man. I love it. This is my philosophy, and it's one of those things I try to balance. But I try to keep God first, family second, and business third. And I'm passionate about all 3. And I know they intertwine and everything, but I try to keep that in the right perspective, you know, so that things don't go, you know, scatter from there out. So I try to keep, you know, God first, family second, and business third. And I'm passionate, very passionate about all 3 of them. So that's just a little recap of who I am.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And, you know, it's funny because when you were teaching, so give me the timeline again, because when you were teaching school at the Mennonite school there, help me out with the name of it.
It was Little Creek Mennonite Church.
Yep.
In
Frankfort, Ohio.
Yep, you got it.
I remember going to a graduation, 8th grade graduation open house there for one of your employers at the time, Buckeye Metal Sales, who were good friends and good customers of mine. And I remember going to the play and the open house and the ceremony and most importantly the dinner afterwards, which was the highlight. But was you were teaching and you were working at Buckeye Bend and Trims in the evening, right?
That's right. I didn't work there full time. It was just after school was out, after I had all my work done. I used to go there evenings and weekends. I bent trim, and then I did some delivery for them as well. So it was kind of an extra income there that I enjoyed it. They were my friends. So yeah, that's where I would have got to know Josh Miller and his son Dustin Miller. And it's funny that you brought him up because he's one of the guys I actually helped train. And he is now doing what I'm doing. He does a lot of commercial work. So it's interesting you brought him in. He's a young kid, go-getter, good guy out there killing it in business and is passionate about business as well. That's awesome.
Good buddy of mine just popped on, Barry Broxman. Hello, gentlemen. Who are you talking to? Must have got to be Lavern. Barry and I know each other. But Barry's a good guy. He's a road warrior as I am, and a very good, awesome supporter of this show. So thanks, Barry, for being on, brother. So you worked at Buckeye for a while, and then you decided to get into the commercial roofing world. So tell me a little bit about the roofing world. What kind of commercial work you doing? I know you're doing the spray-on product, correct?
We do both. It was a new world for us back in '09 when we jumped into it. We were 100% residential, and I have nothing against residential. I love metal. I know you enjoy doing metal work, and we installed a lot of metal roofs in our day, my twin brother and I. And in '09, someone came to us and said, "Hey, have you guys ever considered going commercial?" And at that point, we hadn't really considered it, but it kind of intrigued us. We decided we're going to get trained through a company that's called Conklin Roofing Systems, and they're our supplier. They're out of Shakopee, Minnesota, and they have a unique philosophy. We buy from them, but we're very close with them. They keep us trained. They do a lot of marketing with us, and it's just they're a very good person to have on board. But they have a unique way of selling. They gave us a choice as one of their contractors and one of their clients that if we choose to, and I find Dustin Miller or whoever I want to speak with about doing what we did, buying products from them, getting trained with them and doing all that, they pay us commission kind of like a sales rep under them. So I basically run two businesses. We have our L&L roofing business, commercial business, and then I also help. I always say I help people jump from residential to commercial, and I'm very passionate about that because of what happened in our business. We got bigger jobs, our profit margins were better, and I absolutely what we do. And you're right, we do a lot of coating work. It's a liquid applied system. We do a lot of these large metal warehouses. I mean, we do acres where we have a restoration system. So instead of tearing that all off, we can usually restore what's there with what we do. And then we also do TPOs, a PVC product. It's a weld down. So anything commercial, we got you covered. So we're pretty passionate about it.
That's awesome. Well, it's awesome that you're able to, and you talk about, or I like to talk about force multipliers and ways to get more arms of the octopus, if you will, out there into the world. And that's pretty unique that you're able to not only do what you do yourself with your own business and your brother. Is your non-twin with you too, or is he on his own, by the way?
No, we're together. We're partners.
Okay.
Yep. He's as involved. I'm on the phone with him. We live about 5 hours apart, but we work together. But we run the businesses together.
Perfect. Between the twins, which one's the better looking?
Well, I definitely am. I'm the oldest by 10 minutes, and he usually says he stayed in a little longer and cooked better, and he looks better. But I call him the runt.
I think it's fair enough. I think it's fair enough. And you know what? He's not here to defend himself today, so we're going to go with you.
Yeah.
But I think I'm intrigued by the fact that you're able to take and be able to go out and take people like Dustin, for example, and other folks and train them and help them grow. I mean, that's got to be as fun and probably and as rewarding as actually doing your jobs yourself, right? I mean, that's got to be a fun thing.
It is, and you and I have talked about this, but it's all about building the relationships, and I'm really intrigued with that. And I didn't talk to you about this the other day. We touched on it, but one of our core missions, or one of the core reasons that I'm in business, is to serve other people. That's my number one. You know, when you peel it all back, obviously you got to make a good income. I mean, you wouldn't be in business because you got to have an income to supply for your family and keep living. It's just the way it is. And we like good income. We both like good income. However, you know, that's kind of a side thing. If I peel it all back and go back to the core reason that we're in business, and especially on the side where I train people like Dustin, or right now we're working with a guy, a few people in Charlotte, North Carolina area. And, you know, we find these people that were in the shoes where we were. Our income was fine, but it wasn't, you know, anything. We couldn't take off when we wanted to. We had to work, you know, 6 days a week and keep it moving. My goal is to find people like Dustin or Brian and actually train them and give them the training, the tools and plug them into a system where they can literally build a huge commercial roofing business within a 5 to 10 year period. And what's my passion, I'm here to serve them. And I'm not trying to sound like fluff or anything. And I think you got the same passion. But if you serve enough of people in life or even in business, if you're there to serve people, I think John Maxwell says the same thing. If you help enough other people get what they want, you can have whatever you want in life. Maybe that's Zig Ziglar. I'm not sure, but
either one. Well, they're both great leaders, so we'll go with either. I think it was.
Well,
Zig,
yeah, either one.
Yes, either way.
But I think, Randy, you have the same passion. You know, we're here. That's what I found. That's our philosophy in business is we want to serve people. We want to plug people into this thing, make them successful. And I'm a God person, so I believe we're going to get blessed for that. That's not why we do it, but why are we here on this world? Why are we in this era? And I know you're very passionate about construction and that industry. Why are we doing what we're doing? We're here to help people. So that's my take on it.
That's awesome. So you're in Charlotte, beautiful city, by the way. So that's the nice thing too, is it allows you to get, anywhere in the United States, I assume you want to go. And what better deal than to maybe this time of year, start working a little further south, maybe, right? Little warmer temperatures.
Yeah, that's why we hit North Carolina. We've been focusing on trying to get a new area set up down there for the last maybe 4 years. And this year, there's probably 4 people right now that we've been working with that have been installing roofs. There's 2 of them. The one just got done with a metal roof and metal restoration, Shane Kimball. And it's like a 17,000 square foot project. And another guy just texted me yesterday, Brian Adams. He just got done with like a 6,000 square footer. And it's exactly what you said. The seasons are a lot longer down south, and they're still doing it. And we're shutting down. Like we can't coat after October. So we're doing repairs, trying to get people ready for the winter. But it is intriguing. And that's why I love watching you and keeping up with you. You know, you're all over the place. And my passion, one of my goals is to be able to travel wherever I want to, whenever I want to, for business, but also, you know, just to go see the world. I love traveling. My wife and I both love to travel.
Well, that's the beautiful thing with business. I read something the other day, and I should have wrote the quote down. I probably saved it somewhere, but with the technology issues I've had today, I'm not going to go look for it right now. But but it talked about how you can if you keep looking and digging and finding new ways of doing things, and why do we do what we do? You hit at it a minute ago. Part of it is money. Let's face it. I mean, we're in the world of sales for a reason. We like to make money, but it's the freedom and the flexibility that is probably every bit as important, right? And when you do what you're doing, and I've learned to be better at this, and I'm sure, I don't know if you've struggled with this or not, but when you're building business, you become all business, right? And go into towns and go into cities, go into states, and you don't take any time to stop and smell the roses, right? I used to do New York. I've done New York State. I still do New York State. But it wasn't, I bet I did New York State 20 years before I took the 20 minutes to go off the exit to go visit the Baseball Hall of Fame. Why? Because I was too, quote, busy. And at some point, you got to go slap yourself beside the head and say, you're not that busy, right? You have time to go mix some of that stuff, whatever that stuff is in. And that's what I think what you're saying. You get to be in Charlotte, you get to be in wherever it is, you get to partake in other stuff of life that all the hard work allows you to do, right?
Yeah. And I mean, hard work. We grew up, I think I mentioned, like, we grew up Mennonite, and I think, we've been taught from little up. My mom, we were out there working at 6, 7 years old, taking care of the garden, and we always had animals, and she taught us how to work, and I'll never forget that. And I almost we're so, and I think you're the same way. We're so passionate about business. Sometimes we just have to back up and look at life squarely. I have 3 little kids at home. And like I said, I like to try to balance that right. And I don't have that together. I'm not going to tell you I have it all together, but I do work really hard in my business while I am in my business. But then when I'm at home or if I'm on vacation, I try really, really hard to focus on, making sure I'm the dad that I need to be and the husband that I need to be. Those are my top priority. We're here to serve people, and that goes right into my family, right into helping my wife with things. We're having a little one the end of the month here, hopefully. And I just plan on taking a week off and, doing what I need to do, be there at the house and help her out and make sure the other kids are taken care of. And it's an honor and a privilege. And I feel very, very blessed to be part of a business that allows me to do that, where business can keep on flowing. Dustin Miller, Brian Adams, Shane, they're going to keep working. And that's what I really like about what we do is if I set this thing up and get people rolling, I think it's the same for you, Randy. If things keep moving while you're out for a week or two, and you can keep your business rolling, the income keeps coming in. So I'm by no means trying to brag here. I feel very, very blessed to be in the industry that I am. And the construction, the roofing, I know some people look at that as hard work and, they want to be lawyers and doctors. I'm as passionate about the industry as I am about, that the doctors and lawyers and all those jobs. There's not wrong with those, but we have an industry. We keep the world going. We need to keep building. If the builders would stop, if the construction industry would stop, if we would quit doing roofs, it wouldn't take long for America to go downhill. So I feel it's our mission and it's my passion to keep that moving, keep connecting with good people, have, the honesty and the integrity and make sure that our name, I don't know if you know, but the roofing industry as a whole, there's kind of a bad rap. It's kind of like a car dealer. Mm-hmm. It's just, there's too many guys not being truthful and honest and don't have the integrity. And that's my goal, is to help people, realize that there is good people out there. There's some good roofers out there. There's guys that know what they're doing. And we're here to serve them as well as, serving the clients that we bring on board. So.
Right. Well, and by doing this, we're getting on the subject, obviously, of your consulting and working with some of these other companies. But the beauty of that is you get to take what you've learned and force multiply that, a word I like to use a lot, but you get to force multiply that into 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. I mean, it could be, you could have 100 guys eventually, right, across the country. And,
that's right.
And all doing it the way you do it, because hopefully, because what you said is very accurate. There is a bit of a negative connotation sometimes in the roofing industry, and I think it's awesome that you can take these guys, young guys, middle-aged, older, doesn't matter age-wise, but you can bring not only the training that you can with how to build the business, but you're able to bring the passion and the caring and the doing it right. And that's exactly what we need in the industry. So hats off on that.
Thank you. Yeah. And the whole thing with the consulting that, we're very passionate, or I am in my business, when, if I meet Bob or Bill or whoever, Dustin, Shane, Brian, if they're willing to plug into our system, and I've always said, there's basically 3 cores in a business. You have to have your pipeline full. So we really stress the marketing. Then you have to learn how to sell. If you don't get that in place, doesn't matter how big your pipeline is, you have to learn how to sell. And then the delivery. So those are kind of 3 steps that I take our people through. If they can learn how to market, bring the leads in, and then how to sell, actually meet the customer, be professional, show him what the project is, make sure he understands what it is. And then the delivery is installing the product right, job setup, staging, all that comes into play. I've learned that from someone, I think my brother Steven taught on it already, but if you get those 3 core principles in place in business, there's a lot of facets, below all 3 of them.
Right.
But it's the leads, the selling, and the delivery. If you get those 3 in place, I always tell my commercial guys, and we have a system in place that if they plug into, this thing's going to go, it works. Within a couple of years, they'll have a successful business.
There you go. That's awesome. So, so when you started out, did you start out having this second phase of consulting and training and setting up other, or was that just you fell into place after the fact?
Yeah, we weren't really interested in that at that point. I'll be very straightforward here. We didn't have that good of a business model. We started when we were 20, and we basically built our business out of hard work, and doing good work and hard work. But there's only a point where you can grow only so far by doing that. So we were 100% into the roofing. We worked hard. We built the business as hard as we could and as big as we could. And we were doing really well, especially once we started plugging into the commercial. But we started looking at it, and what happened, Randy, I'll be honest with you, there was people, family members, cousins, people that knew us and were watching us. They came up and said, "Hey, Lavern, what are you guys doing? It looks like you're successful. It looks like it's doing good." And then we just simply told them, "Hey, we got plugged in with the Conklin roofing systems. It's an easy system to install. They have good training. If you guys are interested, we'll train you." And that's literally how we started that consulting and helping people jump from residential to commercial. It kind of fell in our laps. And then we started seeing, there's good income in that. Conklin pays us well for that. We get paid commission. That's how it works. If Dustin places an order, we get paid commission off of the product order. It's not subbing or anything. It's just like any other sales rep.
Mm-hmm.
We get paid commission off of the product. So we started looking at that, and we were like, man, there's good income in this. And then we started really getting passionate about seeing other people succeed. And that's honestly when it really started taking off for us.
That's awesome. So I know Wes has got your follow Lavern at L&L Roofing at the bottom of the screen. Is that how somebody get a hold of you if somebody's watching and wants to jump on board with you?
I'd be glad to put my number up there as well. 740-656-0177 and a text, or Facebook, Lavern Zook. I do a lot on Facebook, lots of Messenger, and I do a lot of lives on Facebook. So Lavern Zook on Facebook or my number or Messenger is a good way to get a hold of me.
Perfect. In worst case, they can reach out to me and I'll tell them how to get a hold of you.
There you go.
So going back, I always like to go back to this because kind of my one of my little things, I guess, or sticks, if that's the right word, is I use the hashtag Road Warrior Randy quite a bit because I'm an old school road warrior, right? That's what I've done my whole life. And I remember about 2 years ago when the whole pandemic, lockdown, the big C word, whatever we want to call it, happened. And I remember getting home after a trip and realizing that I was scared to death because I think my world was changing and I didn't know what to do about that, because I always just get on a plane or get in a car and go someplace, right? Go see people like you and have pizza lunch and we glad hand and we do some business, right? And so I spent a lot of time over the last couple of years hybriding my way of going about what I do, such as shows like this and a lot more social media, a lot of other things. What have you found and what have you done? Because obviously you experienced the same thing. I'm sure there might have been a time in your business where these commercial building owners may have been less willing to say, hey, come on to my office and sit down and let's talk, right? It changed a little. Let's talk about that a little bit. What changed in the last couple of years, and how did you adapt, and what kind of, you're going to continue, or are you going to go way back 2 years, but back to the old way?
Yeah, that's you're giving me goosebumps. It was a scary time when it started. It's already, what is it, a year and a half ago? It was March, I think, when it really started happening. And I don't know if you knew it or not, Randy, but in Pennsylvania, where our main core of our business, our roofing business is, they literally shut us down. Like, we never stopped, but there was jobs and projects in certain cities or towns that if they caught us on it, they claimed they were going to fine us. And there was mayors that actually said that we can't work. Like, they literally shut us down. We didn't give up that easy. We pushed the envelope really hard. And we did find out there was a lot of bluff, because we did find out they didn't have that much power to actually shut us down.
Right.
So over that period, we learned to just adjust. We put some jobs on hold and jumped on the next job. But one thing that really helped us, we have a mentor, Charles W. Herbster. He's actually the owner of Conklin. He told us to never stop playing the game. It really hit me, because it's like a basket. When you're playing basketball, just because you miss a hoop or just because you miss a few, you never stop playing the game. You just adjust. You bounce over and get to another angle, or you go around and pass it to someone else. You simply have to adjust. And when he told us that back in March or whenever it was last year, it really hit a core with us. And we decided to actually up our game. We upped our advertising. We hammered it as hard as we could when the rest of the world, the construction world, especially in Pennsylvania, was literally shrinking. We just did whatever we could to actually get up there. And we had, and I'll just share this, we had the biggest year we ever had last year.
Really?
And it was like, it should have been the worst year. And I always point back to that, what he said, you never stop playing the game. You just change your position, or you just, you change a little something. You got to be willing to change. And I mean, I'm giving the credit to him. It was a lot in his mentoring and the pushing, and him telling us, every week or every month, just keep moving, keep advertising, keep doing what you can. And that's when things really started looking up. Now, this year, I don't know what you're facing. I'm sure you're facing the same thing. We've had an extreme difficult time getting product, material. We do a lot of foaming, like the polyurethane foam, interior and exterior. And our supplier, Conklin, they did not open that up. It got shut down because of the Texas freeze. And then it was, on top of that, they couldn't get the raw materials into port. Just a cluster all year long. It's just been a mess. Our lead times have jumped from 3 days to 10 weeks or 11 weeks or 12 weeks, that when we order product, we were used to having it in our backyard, in our warehouse, in 3 days, never more than 3 days. I mean, if it stretched to 4, but it was within a week. So we have to learn to adjust. And what we've done is, and this is just me sharing our philosophy, we started stocking in our warehouse. So instead of waiting per job, we literally have ordered truckload after truckload after truckload. And we've actually gathered enough that we're stocked in our own warehouse, where if there's a project that comes through, most times we can get started with it, in a realistically good time. But we're facing the same thing. It's not getting better. I don't know what you're seeing it with the metal and the shingles, but it's not getting better for us. So what I'm telling people is, right now the market is hot. I've never seen an easier time to sell a project. And what we're training our people to do, and what we're hitting it, the next 3 months is go time. If you're not selling, and I'm talking in the industry, I don't care if it's commercial, residential, I don't care what you're doing. If you're not selling projects now, you might be in trouble in the middle of next year or the end of next year. But if we can fill our pipelines and sell as many projects as we possibly can for the next 3 months, I personally think we're going to have a gangbuster year next year, and it's going to go through the roof if we have our projects. So now what I'm seeing, and this is a little bit what I've been studying and trying to figure out, I'm guessing that by the middle of next year, the end of next year, I think we're going to have an economy dip. I think it's coming. I'm not being negative. I'm just looking at it. And if it doesn't, praise God, great. But we're trying to prepare. We're putting maintenance programs together. We're doing more repairs, and we're selling and selling and selling, so that our 2022 is going to be completely full before this thing turns. And that's just encouragement for the people watching. My take on it is, let's get ready for this thing. Let's prepare for it. Let's not be scared of it. But whatever you can do in your business, let's learn to adjust. Just like for us, our commercial world, if we don't have a maintenance program in place, these big jobs. I know in 08, 09, we had a lot harder time selling big projects, but we did a lot of repairs and we did a lot of maintenance. So if we have maintenance programs set up and we have repairs ready to go, I think we're going to have a huge year even in 2023 and 2024. But I'm here to tell you, we do need to prepare for things that it's just history. I mean, you've been around a lot longer than me, but this thing takes dips, and I can see it coming. We're going to be going through a dip here in the next couple of years. And my goal is to be totally prepared for that as much as possible. I mean, you can't prepare for COVID, but we can at least think and use our God-given brains and try to prepare. And my tip is literally sit on product, get as much product in your warehouse as possible, and just sell for all you're worth. So that's what we're doing.
That's awesome. Well, as Wes put up a minute ago, adjusting equals the new normal, right? And we talk about the new normal a lot. That gets tossed around a lot. But adjusting, the other word I use is adapting. I think that's the biggest thing I learned in the last year and a half, 2 years was to be an adapter. And I think adjust or adapt, kind of the same word, I guess, in a sense. But if you adapt, it doesn't matter what comes your way. You'll figure out a way to make it work if you have a mindset to adapt. And that's I use the word adapt two ways. And I'd love your take on this, Lavern. But one is some of the things that I'm doing now that I didn't do 2 years ago. Those are physical adaptations that I made. But the most important thing by far is that I have become a pretty darn good adapter, right? I just bring it, I guess. I don't want bad things. I don't want things. We all like things to be sort of the way we expect them to be. But, that's okay because none of us expected this whole pandemic thing. We all got smacked in the face pretty good with that one. And like with most bad times, strong people that think and use their head, you can sometimes make bad times become good times just by adapting and adjusting and not running and hiding and sticking your head in the dirt. And that's obviously what you did.
Yeah, I call it change too. If you're not willing to change, I'm still young. I'm 36. I feel like I'm very inadequate.
You're 36. You're 2 years older than me. Wow.
Yeah, I hear you, Randy. But it's one of those things. Even in my short years, I've learned that if you're not willing to change, I'm talking life in general. So it's the same thing as you're adapting.
Yep.
You're probably not going to have a very good life because change happens every day. I mean, if we like it or not. And I talk to my brothers and sisters. I have 8 in our family, and I'm second to the oldest. And I've always told them when things come up, the marriage thing, whatever, church membership, whatever, there's big changes that happen. And if you can't learn to be happy with change, you're going to have a miserable life because it happens all the time. So it's the same. I'm with you, Randy. Your whole adapting. I like the way you call that. If you can't adapt, then you're going to have a miserable life.
What are you doing? And Wes, he did a great job of one of the ads that he did for me a couple of weeks ago. He had my logo, my Building Wins Live logo on a cardboard box, right? Because we talk a lot about thinking out of the box. And I think what we've learned from this is not only is there no box, there's no cardboard to make a box with, right? It's just you got to get that mindset out. It's got to be gone. And I think you have to look at every option that comes up and not just automatically, well, we never did it that way before. And no, you may throw 90% of what comes to mind, or what if you spitball, as they say, where you throw stuff against the wall to see if it sticks, right? I think you may throw 90% of them away, but you better throw them all up there and take advantage of that 10% that sticks, that makes sense. There it is right there. See, no, Building Wins Live, thinking out of the box, but there is no box. We got to figure out how to do that now with no box. But no, I love your approach to that and where you're going to this. And I loved your statement. I wrote it down here. Never stop playing the game. Simple, but we all, as guys, we all love, and a lot of gals too, but we all love sports analogies, right? and never stop playing the game is exactly right. And the best football coaches, let's just take football, NFL, college, doesn't matter. The best ones might not always be the greatest at everything, but what are they the best at? Game situations, things change. It didn't follow the game plan, and who changes quickly and adapts quickly during the game, right? During when the heat's on. That's where the cream rises to the top, if you will, right?
That's true. That's awesome. And they're the ones that win. I mean, they're the ones that come out on top. The Ohio State, for example.
Whoa, you mean
Ohio
go blue? Hail, hail.
But they're like, that is awesome, because I'm just thinking, you know, I love college football. And part of the reason I love to watch the coaches, like literally 90% of it is I love to watch the coaches. And the ones that can make adaptation at halftime the best are the ones that win. That's cool, Randy. I love it.
Well, it is. And using a little football analogy, I got to bring Michigan up again because it's my show, and so I'm going to do it. But I remember years ago when Rich Rodriguez, remember he came to Michigan as like the godfather of that West Coast offense, right? That fast, spread everybody out, you know, run, you know what I mean? Or pass, play options, all that stuff. But he came to Michigan and he didn't have much success because I think the place he made a mistake is he didn't adjust. He tried to bring his program with a staff of, or a bunch of players that were not recruited to play that kind of ball. You know, they were still a up the gut, you know, 3 yards, first down, right? That was the type of players he had. So he didn't adapt and adjust to the team he had at the time. Now you could build towards that in the future, right? But that was probably just my take as a novice. The biggest problem that he had was a failure to adjust to the situation he had at the time, right? And that's what you did. That's what I did. That's what most of us that's come through this last couple of years with some success is we took things we didn't know was coming. We didn't get scared of them. We didn't run from them, right? You adapt, you adjust, and you go out like what you're doing right now, developing force multipliers all over the country. And hats off, man! I love it. Love what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I'm passionate about it. I love that whole fact of being able to, and I think everyone in a successful business usually does. It usually comes around. But isn't it wild to be able to help other people succeed? And like, I think it's John. I need to figure that out. Who says, you know, John Maxwell or Zig Ziglar, you know, if you can help other people win and be successful, it always, you know, if you help enough other people succeed, you'll become successful in the same way. So that's awesome.
Let's call that Zig Maxwell. How's that?
Yeah.
Then we'll give
I love it.
Credit just in case.
I love it. There you go. Yes,
well,
sir.
I appreciate the time, and I've taken a lot of your time. I'm sure you got lots to do, and talking about balance that we talked about earlier. I think I said at the start of the show that I'm on a hashtag Road Warrior Randy combination family weekend here now. And so, matter of fact, we got some stuff to go do some family stuff this weekend. So I'm going to get out of here in a second and let you get out of here and go take care of your family. And make sure you let me know when that new daughter's born. What, are we a week away?
I'll do it. Well, it could happen anytime. The 30th is the due date.
Okay, perfect. Yep. Congrats, man. That's number 4. I love it. It's good stuff. Tell your brother I said hi, and if you run across the boys of Frankfurt out there running around, now you're not in Frankfurt. Are you still in Frankfurt?
No, we're in Circleville.
You're in Circleville.
Yeah, okay. we moved just a couple of it's about not quite a year ago, but we moved out of Frankfurt. We actually just bought a new house.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Circleville. Next time I come in there with pizza, I may have to make sure I reach out to you so you can swing over and say hey.
That would be awesome. I would love it.
Well, I appreciate the time, my friend. It's been great. I knew it would be, and anything I can ever do to help you, man, I'm a phone call away, buddy.
Thanks, Randy, and it was an honor being on the show. It really was.
Well, thank you very much, brother. We'll talk to you off screen here in just a minute. Thanks, buddy.
Peace out.
You got it, man. There we go. Another great version of Building Wins Live. I knew you'd like Lavern. I know you like Lavern. He brings the heat. He brings the passion, and he's young. He's a young gun. We'll say that. So next week, who's coming next week? You're going to love this one. Talk about somebody bringing the heat and bringing the fire. A friend of mine, a buddy, I've got to know over the last couple of years, Christopher Roche, the No Excuses coach. Chris is he's been up, he's been down, he's been all over. But the one thing that Chris has is a passion for life, a passion for helping people build their lives. And you are going to enjoy Chris Roche next week, 3 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. Watch it on replay. Share this out. Love to chat with anybody that's got any thoughts, ideas, or opinions on what I've had to say. Just give me a holler. Look forward to chatting with y'all. As always, remember, you go one time around this old planet. So live it, love it, own it, make the day your best day ever. Cheers, y'all. Look at that. Who wrote that? Randy wrote that. That's pretty brilliant. That looks good, Wes. Thank you, folks. Have a great day.